but this was a challenging quarter, wasn't it?
Oh my God, you know, it's a great quarter from a standpoint of we're beginning to set the stage for our long-term strategy. So we're excited. We have the right people and the right focus. We are completely raising the bar on our operational performance. We had record performance even with the storms that you mentioned. And most importantly, our people have really banded together more so than ever before due to the storms, our relief efforts, the amount of money we raised, all that combination really is an exciting time for us despite the challenges.
Let's talk about those performance numbers, because you did something in the third quarter that coming out of the second quarter I think people would have been surprised about, and that's essentially stop the involuntary denied boardings or dramatically reduce them down about 92%. And you did something in the third quarter that you guys haven't done since the merger with Continental. You had days where you actually did not bump somebody from a flight, right?
And we had 28 days. Our previous record was, well, 0. And so it's been, and again, the practice behind that, as we've told about all this course of this year, for us it's all about proof, not promise. We laid out a set of objectives and initiatives with regards to customer service that we've been busy implementing. We've got all of them put together, and the focus of our people in particular has been the most valuable portion of that objective.
Is this an example of something that was long accepted in the industry as, well, you know, you bump passengers, that's the way it goes within the industry, that it took that incident for you guys to say, wait a second, we need to rethink this business, and some of these long-held notions don't really need to be held anymore?
I think it is important. I think the customer orientation is something that all of us in business need to constantly keep in top of mind. And I wouldn't say the industry had fallen off that wagon, but every once in a while, I think that Robert Louis Stevenson said something, sooner or later you're served a buffet of consequences, and I think United had that. And it was a galvanizing moment. We laid out a specific set of objectives, and we've achieved them, and we're very happy for that, and for our customers.
Let's talk about passenger revenue, because as an industry, passenger revenue in the third quarter, once again, you start to see that pricing pressure there. In the fourth quarter, it looks like it moderates a little bit. Give me your perspective in terms of what you're expecting on the pricing front, not only in the fourth quarter, but as you head into next year.
Yeah, it's as you know, this industry has always been dynamic and challenging and competitive, and I think we're facing a little bit of that. Presently, we at United and a couple of other places, there is some pricing pressure, some pricing competition between some ultra-low-cost carriers, as we call them, and we're matching those prices. We think it's impactful in the short term financially, but over the long run, it's the right thing for United.
But investors look at that and they say, how long does this continue? Do you see this moderation and saying, I sort of see, you never want to call a bottom, but I see it moderating and continuing to moderate?
You know, we don't have enough forecasts. Right now, what we do is we have a great level of insight into the next couple of months. 3 months out, we get a little more fuzzy, and I think that's what we look at the fourth quarter. With regards to this pricing moderation, I think it's a combination of factors that would deliver that, but I couldn't rightfully tell you any particular forecast on that.
Finally, let's talk about pre-tax margin. It was about 10% for you guys, a little over 10% in the third quarter. You feel some more pressure in the fourth quarter. How do you feel about the efforts you're making as an airline to catch up with your competitors when it comes to those margin levels?
Yeah, this is the fundamental thing that I think our investors are going to have to be patient with us. I think the last few years, United dug itself a bit of a hole competitively. And for us to dig ourselves out of that hole, we're going to have to take a level of risk with regards to how we grow, where we grow, the type of investments we make back in our product that we hadn't made in a long time. So it's a little bit of a deep hole that we have to dig ourselves out of. So we are doing the right things for the long term. As I said at the start of the conversation, we're setting the stage. We really have the right strategy. We're really happy and focused, and I think very optimistic about where we're headed.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.